Hello, hello, and welcome back to Password. That's what we're doing. I wandered through the house for a little bit with my thoughts. There really wasn't much I could do, nor had I planned anything for the rest of the afternoon. I could go see what Orlando was doing, or watch something with Haas, or even go see what Dean was doing. Chances are he'd be in the greenhouse, but I'd only really just come back inside. But then I found myself going downstairs. I entered an all too familiar room and stared at the door on the opposite side, eyes flickering to the keypad. The thing right here, the thing right here was the source of all my problems. Part of me wondered if this thing didn't exist, what would have happened? Would Roswell have still died? Taking a few steps aside, towards the door, I reach out to the keypad, thinking it over. The air in the room seemed to vibrate slightly, and while I couldn't smell anything particular, I couldn't see anything to be causing the vibrations either. Hello? Is anyone there? Silence. Beyond the faint hum of the house, nothing came from nearby. Turning back towards the door, I wondered what was on the other side. The door that was upstairs in the library looked the same, but Oswin came from behind it. Was there a passage behind this one too, or just a single room? After all, he appeared and left through the door in the library, so chances were that the door led somewhere else in the mansion, right? I left it behind, shaking my head. Part of me wondered if I was overthinking things, or if if I was diving too far into the deep end of this investigation. As I tugged up to the foyer again, I bumped into Roswell, who quickly held onto my arms and flashed me a smile.
I'd wondered where you had gone to. Come on, let's go do something.
What? Wait, what? What now?
Not interested? I could go see Orlando. I could see if Orlando was free. It's no problem.
No, I'm up for doing something. What did you have in mind? My whole afternoon is free, so...
Oh, I didn't have anything in particular planned, but but if you're up for helping me practice some magic.
Sure, so long as there's no, saws involved, that should be fine.
Great, come on.
Roswell led me upstairs and gestured for me to sit on the bed. As I sat down, I watched him rummage through his bag, then a couple of piles of clothes, picking up bits and pieces as he went. You haven't cleaned up your room yet.
Nope.
But why?
Why bother? This is my room. I don't need to clean it up for anyone but myself. And I know where everything is.
Which is why you're still searching for whatever it is you're searching for? Roswell huffed, shooting me a sour look before retrieving one last thing and joining me on the bed.
Remember, you did agree to help me practice.
Yeah, well, so long as there was no saws. He gestured for me to hold out my hand and started tying them together with flashy red rope. Cool. What trick is this?
You'll see. Just hold on.
He continued binding my arms together before placing a magic wand on the side of the bed.
Okay, so this is a little advanced, but I'm going to try and levitate the wand and cast a spell through it to undo your minds.
So you're graduating from small tricks to proper magic?
I've been practicing. You can't tell me that you think that all I'm studying is just academic. I've not been neglecting my occult studies as well.
Oh, this is where you, pulled out the board thing. The woogie board?
Ooh.
Oh, the Ouija board. Yeah.
And no. Well, yes, but not this time.
So, how are you going to do the magic? Is there a spell? Do you just, I tugged lightly on the rope, trying to see if I could pull myself free with little success. I didn't realize you knew how to tie such good knots, Roswell.
I take some practice. It takes some practice, but you get pretty good. Spend time alone with just a piece of string, and that's all you really need.
And this happens often?
Taking a break from studies and doing something with your hands lets your mind relax. Trust me, I've done plenty of studying, and well, when that comes with a lot of time alone.
That's kind of lonely.
A little. But it's worth it. For everything it leads to, everything that all of the studies is for. I like to think that it'll pay off someday.
But what are you studying for?
Any number of things, really. Probably not medicine, but there's plenty of other things I could get into.
Including untying me? I don't think your spell is really working.
It would if you would give me a chance to actually do the magic.
I spent the better part of the afternoon with my hands tied together while Roswell tried to perform his trick. It wasn't nearly as good as his card trick from earlier, but it wasn't so bad. It was kind of funny trying to watch him levitate the wand with his mind, and it was broken up with enough idle chatter that it was less boring. Eventually, he had to give up and just untie me, so we could head downstairs for dinner.
Okay.
It's through trauma. It's gonna be Sally boy. Is there a pattern? Yes? Question mark? How do I spell the word? I am the illiterate. There it is. That's in my notes. There we go. We did it. Okay. I fell back onto my bed with a sigh, scratching my belly. It was about time I took a shower and freshen up. As the water washed over me, I felt stiff in my wrists from where Roswell had tied me up. Even as I massaged them, it took a bit to get them feeling normal. It was a wonder that I got through dinner without feeling it sooner. Sighing out as I let the hot water run over my head and seep into my fur, I started to feel a little better about where things had ended up. When I was done, then came the blow drying. With a towel around my waist, I dried myself off while I continued to think things over, but that was quickly interrupted when I heard someone wandering around my room. Roswell!
Hello.
What are you doing here?
Just checking in.
What's wrong? You seem... I don't know. I'm guessing something's wrong.
Nothing major, really. I just saw Sal upset while he was talking with Dean, so I don't know. Something made me want to check in on you.
But why me? Sure, that's probably my fault, but still.
And here you are, asking me what's wrong. What did you do to Sal?
Oh, it's, Volt related.
What did you do? What happened?
I did it. I went to the Volt and it worked again, and I saw Sal, and, well, I guess telling him didn't go so well.
You told him? Jeez. I hope he's alright. But if you're doing what you think is right, I'm sure it'll turn out fine.
You think so?
Of course. And given the alternative, there really wasn't an option here. Right?
I guess so.
If it makes you feel any better, just make an effort to talk to him about it tomorrow. But you're not going to get very far thinking about it now.
Dean said he had it handled anyway, so I guess so. I'm still allowed to feel bad about it though, right?
Oh, absolutely. But don't let it consume you.
I'll try.
God. Well, good thing I'm here to keep you company tonight, though.
Wait, really?
Yep. I could spend the night in my own bed if you prefer, but I liked last night and I wouldn't mind doing it again.
I chuckled, shaking my head. Yeah, okay, you win. I wandered on over to hit the lights, and in the dark, changed into a fresh underwear while facing away from the bed. When I turned back around, Roswell was already under the covers, mostly under the blanket, but still getting comfortable.
Come on, Dave, bedtime.
I wandered over and got into the bed beside him. No sooner than I had done so, Roswell and I rolled over to face one another.
Your bed is a lot comfier than mine. I reckon I'll sleep well tonight.
They're the same bed, aren't they? Although, if I'm being honest, I don't remember much after the sugar crash.
Well, there's a lot less crumbs for starters.
That's entirely on you, though. If you didn't snack so much in bed, you wouldn't have this problem.
Reckon I could ask Benson to deal with it for me.
Maybe, although I don't know how well that'd go down if you ask him that every day.
You've got a point there.
Roswell rolled onto his back, staring at the ceiling. Is it time for sleep?
Not just yet. Let me just enjoy this for a little longer.
Just laying in bed?
Yeah. To be honest, it's going to suck when we all move away to do our own thing, you know. You might go off and do something. I'll go study something in a good school. Orlando will open his bakery somewhere. Haas will make it big somewhere else. So the little things like this are moments we're not going to get again.
Oh, I guess so. I guess that part for me hasn't really sunk in yet.
Really? Not even a little?
I guess I'm still hoping that when the month is over, we can all go home, and then in a couple days, do it again by having pizza.
Pizza? Is that your go-to for feeding a bunch of people?
It doesn't really matter to me what we eat or what we do, but if it's together, I think that'd be cool.
And what if one of us couldn't go? Would it still be worth it?
Well, it'd suck, I guess. That whoever can't come is missing out, but I guess that's just how things are sometimes.
Right.
He gestures with his hands while he spoke, flourishing his statements by giving me a broad grin.
But we can make up for it with snacks. We can make it up for it with snacks, or we can have them. We can have them there in spirit somehow, right? No matter how far away we may go, we're still going to be friends.
I gave him a wry smile, holding back a chuckle. Even Tyson?
Well, yeah, even Tyson.
I hadn't expected that, and I did a double take, somewhat confused.
It's strange, right? The person I see now isn't the same person I saw back then. I know that. But being around him still gives me a fight or flight response that just makes me want to see what's familiar.
But isn't that unfair? People can change.
Right. But it's more than that. The familiarity is comforting. It's safe if you know what to expect. It makes things less terrifying, if that makes sense. But if this guy is a stranger that carries all of these flinching reactions I have towards the Tyson I remember, but if he's as good as you say he is, well...
You'll give him a chance?
One, maybe. I'm still deciding, but possibly.
He yawned, setting me off as well.
Well, I'm getting kind of tired, so do you think it'd be alright if we cuddled?
Oh, yeah, I'd be down for cuddling.
Thanks. I'm a little cold is all.
He shuffled in closer, and we got comfortable, me resting my hand atop his, and he snuffling around against the fur on my chest. Okay. I gently scratched and rubbed his shoulders until he was asleep, snoring softly against me, and before long, I was out like a light too.
Okay.
Oh, right, yeah, all of that, right? Oh, that's not the full flashback. Yeah, that's later. That's at the dinner scene, right? Hammond Manor, a bed that I was for the most part slowly becoming used to. Roswell was snoring contentedly next to me, half scratching his belly in his sleep. Oh yeah, he's gonna reveal himself later. Like a fun person. Roswell hurried over and sat down next to me, almost as energetic as he was the day before. Haas, on the other hand, lingered on nearby, still fixing his mane.
Did you sleep well, Dave?
Sure, I guess.
You don't seem so sure about that.
Oh, you don't seem so sure about that.
I didn't keep you up, did I?
No, you were fine. I just had a bit on my mind is all. I don't know, I'd rather, like, sleep in the same bed as Tyson and Haas. They're probably my two favorite now. I'm sorry, Dean. But there's something about Hossy Boy. I don't know. Maybe he's just magic.
I would have gone with luck, but magic is equally likely.
Tyson and Haas looked at one another briefly before turning to Roswell and speaking in unison. Bullshit! That's funny. Yeah, I can't just like hang out with those two every day. Was Roswell noticing what was happening? He seemed to notice things like this, but he changed most of everyone over the past few days. Yeah, there we go. I still like this scene. It's kind of fun. I lingered a little longer on Roswell, who just watched me with a calm but somewhat happy smile. Was he just being careful, or was it that he was just so certain of himself that I had envied? Roswell glanced at me, and doing a double take.
All right, one more for keeps.
You're on. He winked at me, taking up the controller and facing the screen while Tyson was navigating the menu for the next round. Haas threw up his hands, slumping back into his beanbag as he was sitting in before looking at his phone. Following suit, I sat down in my controller and got comfortable, occasionally stealing glances at Haas while he mentored the other two. Eventually, he got up and started to wander off. Where are you going? Preparing for the next activity. These two have stuff to work out. I tilted my head, watching as Haas wandered off. On the screen, though, colors flashed and stuff moved around while they did, something I had stopped following a while back. Roswell was calm and composed as he pressed buttons, while Tyson furiously pressed buttons. They both normally played games this way, although the type of games were very different. But I noticed something that Roswell was doing, or rather not doing. Occasionally he'd miss the buttons, or pretend to press things for the sake of appearance. Was he throwing the game? Not that it lasted much longer, as, sure enough, the game declared Tyson the winner, much to his surprise.
Good game, Tyson.
Ha! Take that, you porky fuck! Tyson! Oh, sorry.
I meant it. Good game.
Ty looked at the screen and saw that the scores were now tied, and he looked thoughtful about something. He didn't seem to know how to respond to that, instead mumbling something under his breath and awkwardly scratching his face. All done now? Yeah, they're done. Good, 'cause we're watching anime now. No more games? I mean, yeah, I guess we could watch anime.
I guess that's fine, but can we have a break first?
Yeah, actually, break first, anime after. Maybe Haas was onto something about them being similar. Why do I get the impression that if we break now, neither of you are coming back? Fuck off, I'll come back. I still want to see more of that stuff, you know, with the punching. Roswell shifted in his beanbag, brow furrowed.
Can I get back to you on that? It's probably about time for lunch anyway, right?
Oh yeah, probably. Haas shrugged and sighed out, shaking his head. Fine, lunch first, anime after. Sound good? We headed downstairs together, with Tyson seemingly in good spirits as he chatted with Haas about what they were going to watch. Even Roswell was quiet, walking along beside me, but pulling me aside when we hit the bottom of the stairs. He led me into a side room. If anything, it was just like a nice place to sit in the morning with a cup of coffee. Something like a lounge.
So,
Everything alright?
I should be asking you that question. Seeing Tyson and I not at each other's throats, I assumed would have made you thrilled.
Oh, I am.
You're not very expressive about it. Maybe this is just another thing that's changed,
He grumbled, scratching his chin.
Was it overkill to let him win? I figured I'd take a page from Haas's book and try to make it look convincing.
You really didn't need to let him win, you know.
Given how he reacted, he's not a gracious winner, though.
I guess that's true. I don't know. I never really think about it.
Promise that this isn't about me and Tyson, though.
Promise. Nothing to do with you two. He stares at me, half bewildered as he tried to find the words.
Then what's got you in a slump? I wasn't the only one that noticed you zoning out. This is almost as bad as when...
He trailed off, searching my face for any change in my expression. The only thing that he got was the faintest of wry smiles as I tipped him off that he was right.
Still, it's affecting you that much even now?
How could it not? He was my dad.
Well, yes, I know, but I thought that after being here for a solid week, things would have made things, I don't know, easier for you?
Well, sorry, but it's not that simple.
Then help me understand. I'm trying, Dave. I'm really trying, but I can't do anything if you shut me out.
There's nothing I can do, though. He's dead, and I have to go on living. I mean, it's nice and all that you're all getting along. That's one less thing that's stressing me out. Roswell scratches his chin, readjusting how his bandana sat around his neck.
This isn't the only thing that's bothering you, though, surely.
No, it's not. There's the whole vote thing and messing with it and...
You've been messing with it more without me? Or, the thing that happened with Sal last night?
Well...
That's a yes to the Sal thing.
What did you expect me to do? Just forget about it?
No, but I expected that you'd know better than to just not talk to anyone about your issues if they're happening. If not, someone like Orlando, Haas, Dean, hell, even Tyson would be better than no one.
He rubbed his head, sighing out.
Is this one of those things where you need some space?
No, but I don't know. Everything's just so... Just give up, Dave. Let what happens happen.
Dave? You just trailed off there. Looks like you were shell-shocked or something. Well, alright, but what about talking about it? Would that help?
What's there to say? That I just want to go home?
No! You can't! Think about, all the fun you'd miss out on. Who am I kidding? This has been some vacation for you, huh? Spent a good deal of it sleeping and moping about the place.
Not that it's your fault entirely, Roswell.
Yeah, I know my part is that, but... still. There's only so much I can do, Dave. Everything, even less if you're not telling me what's working and what isn't.
I sighed, fiddling with my hands, unsure. But what if we just did what we did the other night?
With the snack food? I mean, we could, but eating your troubles away isn't really a good thing. I'm bad enough about it as it is.
Well, not that, just hanging out.
I'm not going to say no. This feels like...
Oh my god. Excuse me.
This feels like a lot like you running away from your problems.
And if I promise I'm not?
Then I guess that's fine. I'd like to hang out with you, but I want to do right by you first. If what you need is someone to hang out with, then I'm game.
I breathe a sigh of relief, finding one less thing to worry about.
But before that, let's have some lunch.
He led me out and out of the sitting room and by the hand across the foyer and into the dining room. From the kitchen, where we passed Haas and Tyson heading back with a sandwich in hand. No, I want to go with them. With our own sandwiches made and in our hands headed out, passing the other three as they came back inside from the pool. We wandered outside, the air feeling somewhat cool but fresh.
Fresh air does wonders for the appetite, Dean tells me.
But it's lunchtime anyway.
Yes, but you could do with a little more of an appetite, I imagine. When you're upset, you barely eat. So in that regard, I guess we both balance each other out.
I shoot him a quick smile before eating my sandwich. Peanut butter which was fine if the way it stuck to the roof of my mouth annoyed me sometimes.
So, what did you want to do for the rest of the day?
I don't know. Hang out?
Did you have anything in mind? Swim? Game? Could also maybe just go for a walk if you really wanted.
You walking? But I thought you hated exercise.
Well, yes, but I know you like going for walks. And that's worth putting up with given I dislike you being upset even more. Maybe we could get you some nice rocks or something.
Rocks? Why rocks?
Come on now, Dave. I don't think that's much of a change. I bet you still have every single one of those painted rocks in a shoebox under your bed.
I chuckled, knowing the very rocks he was talking about, various bits and pieces I'd picked up and painted over the years and various designs and faces. I don't have paint, but maybe.
Alternatively, a nice flower for your scrapbook. Something to remember the vacation by.
A smile disappears soon after, turning into a frown. Remembering this vacation was likely something that I wouldn't want to do depending on how much worse things get. Maybe. My tongue gave me away. My tone not tongue, what? Oh, it's getting late, guys. And Roswell took my hand, looking at me with an uncertain smile.
Oh, come on, Dave!
He shoves what was left of his sandwich he had into his mouth and put another into his pocket, taking my hand in his and led the way around the house towards the front. Hey, Roswell, stop pulling! Once we were by the front door, he let me go, and dusting off his hands.
You know, I think walking all the way down the main road might be a good goal. Might take a couple hours, too.
Really? That long?
Well, I'm not intending for this to be a quick walk. At least not at the pace I'm comfortable walking.
Well, okay, sure. We started wandering down the driveway, taking it slowly as Roswell's shorter legs dictated the pace. So Roswell goes with us on this? Okay. Not only that, but his enthusiasm, or lack thereof, is taking a walk was also slowing us down. But it was nice, my eyes darting around the place while I just listened to nature. Occasionally, I would look at Roswell, who seemed to be lost in his own mind, thinking about something, but staying quiet all the same. It made me think back to when we sat just outside the back door, and kissed. The conversation we had on his bed about love. He loved me, but didn't know in what way. What did that mean?
Dave?
I pulled myself out of my thoughts and looked to Roswell. He had his eyes trained on something off to the side. Something far off into the distance among the trees. What's up?
We're not alone. At least I don't think so.
What do you mean? Who's here? I listen out, trying to pick up something, from the sounds of the surrounding forest, but couldn't make out anything specific. Wait, couldn't make out anything significant out. His attention stayed on whatever it was he saw, and I wandered closer to follow his gaze. But nothing, as far as I could tell, was there.
I thought I saw it again. The white thing.
Same thing that you saw the other day?
Yeah, I don't know. It's almost as if it was just...
He scratched his chin, shaking his head.
Whatever it was, it isn't there anymore. I guess it's not important.
You sure? So where's the secret Jack route, you know?
Even if I wasn't, there's not a whole lot I can do about it now, anyway. It's the same thing. It's the same even if I did know what it was. Tackling something like a ghost is involved.
Involved how? Roswell shook his head, wandering further down the driveway with me in tow.
We could get a Ouija board and try talking with it, maybe. Or enough salt, we could potentially get rid of it. Nor a laser gun.
But this is all assuming it's a ghost, right? What was it like? I don't know. Some sort of other thing?
Such as...
I thought about it, scratching my chin as we walked. Nothing came to mind, so I shot him a conflicted look along with a shrug.
Maybe it'd be best to start bringing some sort of weapon with us. If we just go into the forest, then maybe some sort of hunting knife or battle axe.
Why those?
Well, I know one of those in the greenhouse, and I'm sure someone would have a knife around. Who, given we're surrounded by dense woodland.
Yeah, probably Dean. I suppose that makes sense. We continued walking in silence. Actually, I think I'm gonna end the part here. So I'll see you around, everyone.